Hello, and this is Wizro30 back with another Let's Play of Age of Empires Online, and I'm just going back to where we last left off, and I am equipping my copper spear, but I get cold feet for a little bit because it says permanently, and there might be better equipment, but then my brother tells me I can get better stuff. I can just remove it permanently and get better stuff as I go along, and as you just saw, I got the Fear the Gears achievement. I think that's what it was called. I missed it. And yeah, my first achievement. And I equipped that novice statue, which is nice. And I get the building foundations, and I'm not sure what to put it on. Because I would put this on a defensive or military building. I think about putting on my town centre, because, you know, if my town centre is under attack, I could use the extra reinforcements. I will not be putting on houses and storehouses and crap, because that's useless. This really is pointless. So I think I either let it go. Oh, Shadow Recon's online. Nice. And yeah, so I bind it to my military buildings, I think. And I think this is eliminating a threat, and I think this is my first real game, and by real game I mean you actually start from the beginning with a scout, some villages, and you build up. And it's in the same spot as always, because we've been fighting over this tiny piece of land next to our capital city for, I don't know, days now. And I think it's time to put the hammer down, so... Yep, 6 villages, a scout, and 3 spearmen. And I send 3 on gold, but I immediately take 2 off, I think. Oh no, I think I take all of them off. I shouldn't do that. Yeah, I put 1 villager back on the gold. Because that's an objective. And I noticed that pretty fast, because it just seemed out of place as an objective. Because I wouldn't think that my spearmen would require gold, because usually in the early stages of the game, units require food and wood, not gold. Gold is for the later units. And for trade and commodity and stuff. So it's mainly used for research and high-end level units. And so right now I'm just collecting food and some wood. And immediately I've already built. I'm not sure if that house is already there or not. I completely missed it. But I start building my barracks, and I use black magic to make it appear out of the ground. And yeah, I'm just scouting around right now, trying to find something, and I find some stone, and I'm like, oh, that could be useful, but it's so far away from my base. I'm not sure what to do with it. I'm probably just going to leave it because I don't need stone anyway. It's stone. And one of the interesting and funny things about stone is that when you create walls, even wooden walls, you had to use stone in the old Age of Empires game. So you'd have to make stone wood, which didn't really make much sense to me. And yeah, and the scout just got scouted. Fail. Even though my scout would get wrecked, I scouted the scout. So now, that's kind of a bit of a problem for me, because I'm not sure if you'll actually attack, because the AI can be stupid sometimes. So I don't want the AI to attack me, so I just set my 3 spearmen up to blockade that area. And I know they can come around for the other way, and I'll deal with that later. But right now, I know they don't have resources to attack me other than that 1 spearman, as far as I know. I know they're up at the top end of the map because that's always visual. I'm not sure. I think that's a thing to help out the beginner players. But I shouldn't think that. I don't want that to be the case. I think you should have to find them, or at least put a fog of war over that area instead of making it immediately visible. Because then you know what your enemy's doing all the time. And I mean, that's not only unrealistic, I mean, I know this is giving cartoonistic graphics. I know it's given, you know, cartoon graphics, but it's still really unrealistic, and it kind of takes some of the difficulty away from the game, because you can just prepare for your enemy in advance. If they've got a huge army racking up, because all their barracks are in that one town, so if you see them making a certain amount of units, or a type of unit, you can immediately prepare for it. So, I mean, I'd rather be forced to scout, predict what they're going to do in advance, and prepare for that, and then keep scouting and try not to lose my scout. It takes part of the strategy away from the game. And so I have my spearmen up right now, just creating more spearmen, who are only good against cavalry, so that kind of sucks considering up against an infantry-centric force, which is... Yeah, I really want some infantry v infantry units, and I think I'll get that later on. But right now, I'm just getting my spearmen, because that's all I have, and the Greeks are pretty strong anyway. I think the description of their civilization said they're quite rounded and a bit tougher than the Egyptians, but they take a bit longer to build. Which I don't mind, because I'm a steamrolling player, so that just fits me perfectly. Egyptians seem more like a rushing class than a steamrolling or turtling class. If you don't know what turtling is, it's basically when you play ultra defensive and try to slowly drain your enemy of resources and build up a very strong force and defense, and then only just try to cripple their economy rather than destroying them outright and just weaken them to a point where they can't do anything. And that would Shawnee, he loves to get on my Let's Play. But I just completely lost my path of thought now, which sucks. I think I was talking, yeah, turtling. And I have my scout doing nothing. And I decided to send him around a bit. I could just use the mini-map, but I don't know. I'm not that bothered by it. The map's small anyway. And I decided to scout the edge of the lake because I think there might be treasure there. Or if I go around the lake I can find treasure. Because I don't think I found any treasure yet. And that's very odd. And yeah, training spearmen. Well, I've been doing that for the past, like, 4 or 5 minutes, so... I mean, that's a bit late. I've already trained my 10 spearmen. I mean, how late was that little pop-up? Yeah, so I decided to build a watch post, you know, because I can. I just wanna like, cause I'm a bit of a weirdo like that. Well, I don't think it's weird. It's just unnecessary. Not sure I even called it weird. That doesn't make sense. Yeah, so I decided to bring all my spearmen up to the front line now. I want to defend that watch post because that watch post may prove useful if they gather up a strong enough force. And I do know there's another way around, but since the scout was scouting from the other side, from the top, I think they might come down from there if they want to attack. And that guy just completely sneaks past. And I'm not sure how he managed to pull that off. Maybe he was already waiting up around the hill and then came down that way. But I don't think he's doing anything. I think he just scouted back. I don't think I noticed him in the middle of the game either. I was just scrolling around and I happened to find him. I didn't even notice him when I did find him either. So I'm bringing a guy with gold to build crap. And my scouts at the scouted area. And there's the club then. And I'm like, okay, 10 against 1, that should do. I think I've even got more than 10, I'm not sure at this point. And I can see that they're camping up at a cliff top, so... And now it's 2 against 1, but it doesn't matter really. So I'm just slaughtering them here. And my scout is being smart and staying out of fight. And I found my treasure. And that's really good. And there's this, that's a bandit chieftain. And oh, I come across a wolf. And I don't deal with it. I think my scout kills it. Because even though scouts are weak, they can deal with rather weak attacking animals. I think those animals are just meant to take on villagers, really. So yeah, I'm gonna pull units off the line so I can get this treasure, and I get cows, moo, moo moo, and I teamed them up with my other 4 cows. I don't want to kill the cows; they look too awesome. I don't know. Cows are cool. Don't you love cows? Oh my god, cows are awesome. And this is, I completely underestimate this bandit chieftain. I thought he'd be weaker, but one of my units actually dies to this beast. This guy's a total boss. He's handing himself up against 10 guys and manages to take one of them down. But yeah, I think I rebuild a spearman just to make up for that, even though the game's almost over. Just because I'm a bit of a perfectionist like that. And yeah, my cows have made it back. They're just preparing themselves for slaughter. I don't actually slaughter them this game. I just yeah, and my spearman finishes before the game ends, so I still have my high amount of spearmen that I had at the beginning of the game. And there we go, eliminating a threat complete. And I decided to make this episode a bit longer because well, I'll tell you a bit later on. There's a good reason, because there's a very good reason, and it would make you mad if it was all in one episode. And so I complete the eliminating a threat, and I get loads of XP coin, and I'm level 3. Yeah. And I get a new age, which is sweet as hell. And Fergus. Yeah. His real name's Fergus, but I can do you see what he did there? And Crosstown Pilot. Jesus Christ. Everybody wants to get my Let's Play. Go away. So yeah, I'm thinking about getting a wall or just saving up for something. And I have 3 Empire points right now, so I can do quite a bit here. And yeah, I think I get that 20% capacity at one point, and I get my my infantry v infantry unit, and which is very useful. I'll be using that in my next quest. Spoiler alert. And I'm just thinking, what should I do? What should I do? Because about half of this stuff is something you should already have. I mean, a market? I should already have that. And, okay, Bronze Age, and I get a farm, which is sweet as, because it's a farm. I mean, I love farms. I always love farms. They're an infinite source of food. In Age of Empires 3, I'd always build, like, a mill or 2. And just build 20 villages. Just because I love the fact that something can be infinite. And here's some deep philosophical stuff going on here. Infinite. And because I do philosophy, and yeah, we've been talking about the concept of God and infinity, being eternal, being always there and always will be. And I decided to put this helmet on my scout, which will always be there. And oh, I take it off. But that was pointless. I guess I don't want to put anything on my scout because it's already weak enough as it is, and I don't really think that'd make a difference. I want to put it on something that'd be worth it. Like a military unit. A military unit would benefit a lot more than that. I mean, scouts, I guess it's military, but it's more utility. So that's why it's on the utility tech tree. Not meant for combat. I think about getting the special ability, but I don't want to. Because it doesn't really seem worth it. And I think about getting some crap here. And I'm like, oh, I could get this construction store, but I think I do. I think I need to. Yeah, I buy the resources needed for it first, because I still don't have enough. I have almost enough, but not quite enough. And I built the construction store, which I really want, and that's really good because that means I can build a lot more buildings. And yeah, I put it right in the way of those little market carts. Decide to make life harder for them. And yeah, my construction store just rises out of the ground because it can do that. It's magical. And yeah, bright lights, big city. And this is why I didn't. This is because I get really stuck here. I have no idea what to do. I don't know how to find the big city, and I'm a complete retard because I find out how to do it later on. And I actually cut some of this out because it took me so long. It took me like 10 minutes. And yeah, so I decided to split up the non-cut stuff into 2 episodes because then it would take way less time, and you wouldn't see me doing this, being a total retard and looking at nothing. So yeah, and it's about the end of the episode, so rate, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff, and thanks, I'll see you later.
Good fortune.